Okay, so again, I was just on another Instagram friend's page there, and again, it's about being kind, being kind there. So being kind, and then there's also a lot of about being positive there. As an individual, infinite being of bliss consciousness, there, you're spontaneously expressing and expanding bliss consciousness there. Uh, as as a realized individual, infinite being of bliss consciousness, you are spontaneously expressing and expanding bliss consciousness. As a unrealized individual, infinite being of bliss consciousness, there is the this effort, this effort to be kind. Why is there effort? It's because of all the concepts that you hold there. And so, as an unrealized being, as an unrealized individual, infinite being of bliss consciousness, there's no way for you to be kind there because of all your concepts there. It, kind, once you start to experience yourself through listening to and feeling the roar and vibration of your bliss consciousness, and rum, and listening to and feeling the roar of your bliss consciousness, and until then, once you experience yourself, but there as an individual infinite being of bliss consciousness, the idea of being kind is just ludicrous there. And same with and then about being positive. There I've held people tell me, yeah, it's just being positive. Well, being positive involves trying to be efforting again to be positive instead of negative there. So again, this is the struggle of unrealized beings, individual beings of bliss consciousness. Trying to be kind and trying to be positive is the struggle of unrealized individual beings of bliss consciousness there. So to realize this, the freedom you're gonna, once you realize through listening to and feeling the roar and vibration of your bliss consciousness, and listening to and feeling the roar and vibration of your bliss consciousness, you'll be so effing grateful to be free from trying to be kind or trying to be positive there, because through repeatedly you'll spontaneously, gradually, spontaneously, more and more live in your bliss consciousness, live more and more deeply in your bliss consciousness, and be able to clearly see because ooh, you'll be able to clearly see the struggle everybody is doing, trying to be kind and trying to be positive. There, there. So, yeah. And again, you have this is a planet full of unrealized beings, individual beings of bliss consciousness. There, who are in the jailhouse there of living in their concepts there and thinking thinking that they um, are basically evil and sinful and full of terrible karma there. This is and free yourself. Free yourself from your concepts and thinking there. You as an individual infinite being of bliss consciousness, your bliss is infinite, all powerful, indestructible, permanent, all powerful energy there, your bliss. And you as an individual infinite being of bliss consciousness are the holder and molder of your infinite all powerfulness there. And you are fully, fully functional right now there. It's, everything you're doing is simply you using your energy to do whatever you're doing. Whatever you're doing is simply you playing with your energy there. And the danger is in identifying with uh, you know thoughts of being a limited human being there. You're not a human being, and you're in no way limited there. We are living in bodies that we have created with our bliss consciousness that are limited here. That because shorter lifespans here, just short little visits so you can explore more and more about who you are as an individual infinite being of bliss consciousness there. That's full of grace there, that the bodies are limited there. And I mean, if people were able to use, if unrealized beings of bliss consciousness were able to use much more of their power there, how many people would they have incinerized by now they're limited, they're limited there. So you can come back again and again and freely explore more about who you are and what's going on there. You're totally free to explore in any direction there, in any way you like, and unconsciously or consciously finding out more about who you are and what's going on there. There's no sin incurred and no karma incurred. There, you're you're fully functional as an individual, infinite being of bliss consciousness who is all-knowing and all-powerful. There, and you're fully free to explore and as you like there, and either unconsciously or consciously trying to figure out more about who you are and what's going on, unconsciously or consciously trying to create and sustain permanent, complete contentment. Permanent, complete contentment there. And your permanent, complete contentment will only be found once you start diving into yourself and listening to and feeling. Coffee burp trying to come out. Listening to and feeling the roar and vibration of your bliss consciousness there. And Ram, Ram, again, listening to and feeling the roar and vibration of your bliss consciousness. This is how you will, this is immediate, direct experience with yourself as an individual, infinite being of bliss consciousness there. Immediate, direct experience. So visit with yourself is kind of funny to say there, but hang out with yourself all the time there, because you've been hanging out with your concepts and your thinking, and you can see how well that has gone there. So you need to and ram all the time, every time you do your stop and ram. As soon as you start, just make it a point. Once you taste the ecstasy of your bliss consciousness, you will be racing back to it again and again and again, and diving deeper and deeper and deeper. There is no peak there. You're infinite. There's no top, no bottom, no sides. You are infinite, and as individual infinite beings of bliss consciousness, each of us are everywhere. Play with the intimacy of that there. So don't effort to be kind or positive. Just listen to and feel the roar and vibration of your bliss consciousness there, and you will spontaneously start living more and more and more deeply in your bliss consciousness.